Elizabeth Warren has, speaking of somebody who actually is in favor of a functioning regulatory state, Elizabeth Warren has thrown her hat into the ring, saying that she is going to be running for president of the United States. And Nate, I don't know if you can pull up the second clip, the American Nightmare clip. You tell me when you got it ready. You got it ready. Okay, great. This is what you will not hear on television, right? This is, the so-called news networks really have very little interest in sharing news with you. And in fact, Connie Schultz kind of called this out. She is the wife of Sherrod Brown, who himself is probably going to be running for president, and a great progressive who I would support in a heartbeat, as is how I feel about Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders as well. But Politico, I mean, sort of following in the lead of cable news, where it's okay to talk about a candidate's likability. It's okay to talk about who's ahead and who's behind. It's okay to talk about, well, is that a mistake or not? But it's not okay to discuss issues. You may not speak about and the reason why, of course, for this is that these television networks cannot survive. Their programming could not survive if the entire Republican Party boycotted them. I mean, the majority of the people who are guests on the Sunday shows are Republicans. The majority broadly, I mean, hell, there are more Republicans on MSNBC than there are progressives running shows. Joe Scarborough, Nicole Wallace, the list goes on and on. So you cannot hurt the Republican Party if you are a cable TV network. You just can't do it. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You've got to have these guests be willing to come on your program. And therefore, you can't discuss issues. Because the vast majority of Americans want a higher minimum wage. They want Medicare for all. They want Social Security strengthened. They want the regulations that protect our air and water and allow them to be clean, even if it's less profitable for corporations. They want the right to unionize. I mean, you just go through the list, right, of the issues. And those issues may not be discussed on national network television because that would mean revealing to Americans the actual positions of the Republican Party and the Republicans. It's okay to blame it all on Trump, but you can't. So anyhow, Connie Schultz, Politico, ran this article about Elizabeth Warren, announcing her debut. The headline, how does Elizabeth Warren avoid a Clinton redux written off as too unlikable before her campaign gets off the ground? That was the Politico headline. Connie Schultz, Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and wife of Sherrod Brown as well, who knows a thing or two about politics. She said, we can start by treating women as candidates for president, not for homecoming queen. Amen. So here's the part of Elizabeth Warren's rolling out her campaign, her candidacy, that you will not hear on television. I can virtually guarantee. Here it is.
America's middle class is under attack. Billionaires and big corporations decided they wanted more of the pie, and they enlisted politicians to cut them a fatter slice. They crippled unions so no one could stop them.
We're going to turn the bull loose.
Dismantled the financial rules meant to keep us safe after the Great Depression, and cut their own taxes so they paid less than their secretaries and janitors. Corruption is poisoning our democracy. Politicians look the other way while big insurance companies deny patients life-saving coverage, while big banks rip off consumers, and while big oil companies destroy this planet. Our government's supposed to work for all of us, but instead it has become a tool for the wealthy and well-connected.
And there you go. So, this is Elizabeth Warren just laying it out. So, what do you think? I'm very excited by the fact that she has thrown her hat into the ring. I see the beginning, and I'm really, really excited that it was a progressive who first started out this process. I think this is a good sign for the future of democracy in the United States. So we'll see where this goes. Harry Reid has some thoughts on Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, meanwhile, yesterday throwing tear gas and chemical weapons at women and children south of the border. Surprise, surprise, Stephen Miller's brutal racist policies roll on, because that does go well with about 15% of the white base out there, maybe 25.